I think there was a lot of curiosity, even though he had a 6-shot lead, and even though he's playing, phenomenal golf. How would he handle it coming off the Masters? I mean, he had that 4-shot lead at Augusta. It was different because it was Sunday and there's history on the line. This time it's 6 shots, but I think deep down he knows he's got 36 holes, and I think people were curious about that he had, another half of the tournament where the lead could shrink and then it could get really tight on Sunday. And early on, he showed some possibility of cracking when he's in the right rough with a tree in his way on number 3, and he's got a club out and he's looking through a little gap trying to figure out where to go. And at the last second, he goes back and pitches back out to the fairway, the safe route, hits it stiff to about 3 feet, makes a par, and then makes a very nice up and down out of the bunker on the next hole, and he was on his way. So he really didn't look any different than he did Thursday, than he did on Friday. And as you see, the lead just keeps growing. Even if this kid makes mistakes, would like to think even if he shot 80 tomorrow, he could still win the U.S. Open. That's a possibility depending on how it's set up. But 8 shots is just too much to make up in the final round, and history shows that. No one has ever blown a 5-shot lead going into the last day of a U.S. Open, and when you factor in all the majors, no one's blown more than a 6-shot lead. This guy's leading by 8. And there's one other thing to keep in mind. If this were the Masters, even an 8-shot lead might look a little bit dicey. The Masters is such a course, especially when you get on the back 9, that you've got par 5s where your competition can make eagles. And if you hit the wrong shot, you can make a bogey. The U.S. Open is more plot out, make your par. If you're going to make a mistake, it's a bogey. It's almost a rarity to make a double bogey, except what Rory did on the 18th. And so there's really less opportunity for a guy to collapse. Usually in soft conditions. So let's go ahead and call this a regular PGA Tour event, because at times that's what it looks like. If you look at regular tour events, there may be one guy who races out to a 14 under to a 15 under, but there's always 3 or 4 guys who are right there with them. And now you've still got a massive gap. I mean, for U.S. Opens, there's only one lead that's been larger, and that was Tiger's in 2000. I don't think he's worried about anybody because he doesn't need to be. But if there's one guy that I think would have the best chance to make a move, it's Y.E. Yang. I think Y.E. is capable of a good round tomorrow. I just don't think it matters.